Hello friends, it's Dave here from SaveDex. Oh, Banjo-Kazooie, what a game that is. My 12th birthday present, my favourite game of all time, what I consider the very best example of a 3D collectathon platformer. And one reason why I hold this game in such high regard are the levels themselves. There are 9 main worlds in this game and each and every one of them I think are fantastic. But how would I rank them? Well, that's what I'm here to discuss as I put all 9 worlds from Banjo-Kazooie in a list of least favourite to most favourite. Before we get started though, let's take a look at those rules, because fun lists need strict rules. Firstly, please remember that this is just my opinion, so don't be offended if your favourite is low down. I do not dislike a single level in this game, I just prefer some to others. So if you do disagree, just let me know in the comments down below what your favourite one is. Secondly, I have taken a lot of things into account as to how I rank them as I do, basing on how creative they are, how they look, the music, and how well crafted the layout and challenges are, but ultimately, the number one factor is just how much fun I have playing them. And thirdly, make sure to click that like and subscribe button, it really helps us out a lot. And I have a nostalgic fueled video explaining why Banjo-Kazooie is my favourite game of all time coming up, so please look forward to that. And even though I'm ranking every single world in this, there are still a few honourable mentions to say. Firstly, to Spiral Mountain, being an excellent tutorial area that you aren't forced to do at all, you can just skip it if you like. And also Gruntilda's lair itself as a fantastic hub world. It has a sort of linear design but still manages to pack in plenty of secrets and exploration. So let's take a look at how I rank the 9 main worlds in Banjo-Kazooie. Number 9, Clanker's Cavern. Yeah, if anyone knows me, they know that I'm not the biggest fan of underwater levels in platformers, so it only stands to reason that I would put Banjo's water level at the bottom of the list. That's not to say it's a bad level though, as far as water worlds go, it's pretty good. The central point of this world is Clanker himself, a giant mechanical whale who you need to help rise up. And despite that helpful fish GLOOP at the bottom helping you with air, I always found this bit pretty intense. But once he's up, you can access the inside of his body. Makes sense. And you'll find some fun challenges inside, such as this one where you have to jump through all the rings. There is plenty of swimming to be done here though, through murky looking water, so sadly this is a bit of a dull level to look at, but the whole idea of exploring the insides and outsides of a mechanical whale do keep things more interesting, so not a bad level at all, but I just prefer the others. Number 8, Rusty Bucket Bay. Let's take a look at the other level that involves underwater swimming, Rusty Bucket Bay. This is a harbour themed level where you explore the ship, named the Rusty Bucket. There are some interesting aspects to it, such as having to pay a toll of eggs to make the bridges appear, fighting Boss Boombox, freeing Snorkel the dolphin who's trapped under the anchor. I mean, is it just me or does it seem like the anchor should have sliced him in half here? Plus it probably has the hardest jiggy in the game, where you need to explore the engine room and slow down the propellers on the outside to access the jiggy. All under a time limit, and if you fall in this room you die, which was especially annoying in the N64 version if you didn't have all the notes already. The water itself is filthy as well, which means your air depletes faster. So it does still have annoying things about it, but I put it above Clanker's Cavern because I really do enjoy exploring the ship itself and visiting the various cabins. Number 7, Click Clock Wood. This is a really creative idea for a level. You have a basic wooded area with a giant tree in the centre, but the gimmick is that you have a small hub area with 4 doors, each one giving you access to a different season, and the level changes from each one. You first see the layout of it in spring, then in the summer the waterhole is all dried up, autumn has leaf piles everywhere, and winter is snowy. Plenty of jiggies involve doing tasks across all 4 seasons too. The most memorable one is raising Eerie the eagle. You hatch the egg in the spring, feed it caterpillars in the summer and autumn, then in the winter the eagle is fully grown and gives you your reward. You see progression on other things too, such as growing a flower, seeing a treehouse get built, as well as other characters doing different things. The main drawback is, climbing the tree can get a bit tedious, especially as it is easy to fall and have to restart, and you need to climb it in every season, which is really annoying. Yes, winter gives you the flight pad, so it's not a problem there, but couldn't autumn at least let you do it as well? Oh well, and you do get an awesome Mumbo transformation with the bee. Look at him go. Number 6, Mad Monster Mansion. Whenever I think of Banjo-Kazooie, I usually think of bright and colourful levels, so this one doesn't always spring to mind, but there's a lot of interesting stuff going on here. Firstly, there's the mansion itself, which is giant on the inside and not so giant on the outside. You can enter various rooms by breaking the windows. It is a shame you can't explore this giant house as one big area, and each room is self-contained, but there's plenty of interesting stuff going on, especially the jiggy you get from Nappa, where you need to be stealthy so you don't wake him up. And my regular stream viewers will know I am excellent at stealth. The churchyard is probably the creepiest place here, as not only do you have some gravestones come to life, but when you deposit some eggs into them to give them flowers, don't ask, the way they say thank you is creepy. The transformation in this level is the pumpkin. Not the most exciting, but you do get to go down the toilet. Oh Banjo, you're looking a little flushed there. Number 5, Mumbo's Mountain. This is the first main world in the game and the first level I ever saw when I played it at a friend's house before owning it myself. Being an introductory level, it's a small area and very simple, but it does a great job introducing the game. You learn the Talon Trot, which lets you move faster and climb steep slopes, how to shoot eggs, and also the Beak Buster. You can use the eggs to fight Conga and feed the totem pole. Simple tasks, but help you get to grips with how the eggs work. Plus you get your first Mumbo transformation, where you turn into a termite to allow you to get up the mountain. It's a greatly designed level and perfect for beginners, but not too exciting for veteran players, so it sits bang in the middle of this list. Number 4, Bubble Gloop Swamp. Green's a good colour, right? I think so, and you'll see plenty in this stage. Bubble Gloop Swamp has several areas branching off from the centre, and there's a nice variety in things you can do. One task that ties these areas together are these golden crocodiles, Croctus, that you have to feed. They pop up in various points and I tend to beat this level in the order they appear, and you get to see some fascinating things. Tanked Up needs his feet warmed up? Let's slam on them! His scream has to be one of the best sound effects in this game. But after you help him, you can enter his mouth and see that he has eaten Tip Top, the turtle from Diddy Kong Racing, and he is conducting a choir which lets you slam on their backs to play a tune you memorised. Cruelty to turtles in this game it seems, but the best thing about this stage is the transformation, the crocodile, and you get to see Mr. Vile and take part in his contest to eat more Yumlies and Grumlies than him. I always enjoyed this section. Sometimes I find swamp areas in games can look a little bit dull, but this one looks a bit more vibrant than you'd expect. They managed to achieve this in their desert stage too. Number 3, Gobi's Valley. Who is Gobi? The camel that you rescue. The valley is named after him, yet he's in captivity here. And then you slam on his back to water a tree. Cruelty to camels in this game it seems. This level contains a sphinx and several pyramids, all of which have fun challenges inside. A match 2 memory game, a top-down maze with a time limit, a speed run up a pyramid, and you can climb up a snake's neck to grab a jiggy. There is simply a lot of variety in this game as a whole, and seeing plenty of different ideas in a single stage really emphasises that. Gobi's Valley ranks as one of the very best desert stages I've played in a platformer, but it doesn't rank as my favourite stage featuring sand. Number 2, Treasure Trove Cove. After the simplicity of Mumbo's Mountain, we get to the second world, Treasure Trove Cove, and the game really ramps up. You won't find any jiggies simply sitting on a low platform now. You have to attack a giant enemy crab's weak point for massive damage, find treasure for Captain Blubber, who just cries all the time, and what's his ship called? That's clever. There is a treasure hunt that you have to perform for yourself too. This is also the level where you learn how to fly, which is pretty much the highlight of the game. But I think the most memorable thing here is the sandcastle. The puzzle to spell your name is easy enough, but this area is where you get to activate cheats. Not just the ones Cheeto gives you, but some proper game-breaking ones that can get your file erased if you use too many. It's a brilliant touch nonetheless. As much as I love this stage and its setting, there's a particular level theme that I prefer above all else, and just happens to be number 1 on my list. Number 1, FREEZEEZY Peak. Like a lot of people, I'm not too keen on ice levels, but snow levels I absolutely love. FREEZEEZY Peak is the level I think of when I think of Banjo-Kazooie. There's just so many memorable moments here. You have that giant snowman in the middle where you can run up the scarf and then sledge down onto Boggy's stomach. Then later on, race him on a sledge as a walrus, and then again on foot. Helping the Twinklies get to the Christmas tree is always a fun challenge, finding those presents for Boggy's children, and yeah, I already mentioned you can become a walrus. Banjo's really up to the task in this one. This snow level themes itself around Christmas, and I love Christmas, so I will obviously love this level. The entrance is designed like an advent calendar as well, it's so awesome. I just love the colours, the music, the overall design and content of this stage. It isn't too big a level, but it feels grand. It's called FREEZEEZY Peak because it is the peak of level design in 3D collectathons. So that's how I rank the 9 worlds in Banjo-Kazooie. Which ones are your favourites and how do you rank them? Let me know in the comments down below, and please remember to click that like and subscribe to support the channel and not miss our future videos. Thank you so much for watching everyone, see you in the next one.